Hello, my name is Robert Wang, and I'm here today to go through some of the most iconic looks throughout my career, not on me, but someone else with focusing technique. Okay, so the first one is quite special. Actually, not that long ago. I think it was last year, September. My show I'd done in Hong Kong. That was actually also the third show that we've done that year too. So I'm bloody exhausted then. It was nice. It was with Bingbing actually, and we managed to get her into the Seoul gown. It's a very special look for me because that look kind of is the last thing I designed for the July Couture collection. And I think we're planning to do the Hong Kong show then. We know that Bingbing is in town and she would love to come, and we're always trying to do something special. Especially Bingbing is someone that is very fascinatingly someone that when I was in London, I remember going through newspaper on Cannes Film Festival. That must be like a long time ago, maybe 2011 or 10. On a British newspaper, she is the best dressed of the entire Cannes Film Festival. So I think someone as Asian going overseas to study and seeing one of the Chinese actors from my background considered best dressed is pretty phenomenal. So it's kind of a very full circle moment. The second one is Wisdom K. It's a custom red burnt rose look that we have done for him. It's kind of a double debut here. It was his first Met Gala and it was our first Met Gala menswear debut as well. There's something about Wisdom. I couldn't say that we go all the way back, but we always have this kind of special bond relationship. Also, it's very new age, I think, like a lot of people might relate to. You kind of met people online, like through this kind of social media format. And the moment you guys finally met in real life, something just clicked. And then you got this beautiful relationship, I always really appreciate what he does and how he sees himself and what he does for fashion and the way that he styles himself. And I absolutely love working with him from the show that he worked for me and especially this beautiful moment. So the third one, it was with Nicola Colgan. It was a custom piece lily gown. It was also in Cannes Festival, and she's receiving an award for the contribution she has done for society and voicing for people in need. Always very much look up to her of how much she uses her power and her influence and her talent to voice up for others that doesn't need, and she does so much of it. And I often feel like as designers, especially when we are in the field of couture and we do dressing so much, we always kind of want to define meanings of the people that we want to work with and build relationship with. It's just a very full circle moment. It's almost a dream come true. I was very excited to work with her and to be able to create something also very out of my own comfort zone too, because it's a full white gown and it's so bold with the shape. It's quite clean as well for what we normally do. Just very grateful to contribute to as a small part for this acknowledgement and award that she was receiving. The fourth one, now we have Florence Pugh. It was actually right after our first couture debut in 2023. She was at the London Critics Films Awards. If I remember correctly, that was literally the first look that ever got a placement. So I remember when people were discussing about this dressing, which is very bold as well, especially for film star like herself, like Florence. It was the first dressing. It was almost like maybe 2 weeks after the show and after our first ever runway show as well. There was a lot of buzz around it because she actually go full look without us requesting her to do full look too. So that was crazy. When I saw that rarely happens, Florence is really, truly someone very special. And given this is the first placement we had on our first runway show, our first couture debut too, so this is definitely something of a great highlight. And now here we have Bjork. Bjork would always kind of be every designer's dream. What she does in music and her field, she's not just winning, she's challenging it on a constant. And she almost is someone that also symbolizes that you don't necessarily need everyone's approval for you to truly show what you need to say and you are successful in your field, with your voice. As a designer in my field and fashion, and especially with how I used to look up to McQueen a lot and her special relationship with Lee himself, the beautiful things they have created together, to be able to work with such an icon herself is incredible. And this is a custom bleeding love look, bleeding coat format, also from our first couture collection that we've done for her tour. I think she wore it in Germany in one of the cities where she's performing. I never thought this look was going to go anywhere, but now this look is not only on Beyond, and it's going to another level too. And also it's the first time we work with her. This one is also Cannes Film Festival, is with Rada Mohammed. I think this one is truly special because when she approached us and wants to learn The Scorched Bride for Cannes, I didn't even think too much about it. I just thought that, yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen because that's way too not on the same context of what Cannes Film Festival might look like. I always really appreciate her. We kind of had a good relationship. So I was like, yeah, of course, you know, let's try it. And she actually did. And I remember how people were so shocked by the fact that there's a dress that looks like this, especially worn by her on the Cannes Film Festival, you know, given that it's in France and it's a covered look and it's quite outrageous as well. So I remember that was the first time we also got featured on Vogue Wedding officially as one of the best wedding look, and also it was considered one of the best in Cannes Film Festival that year, which is crazy because you know, like, it's pretty much the bride with burn marks all over her. But somehow I think maybe this is so important to me because it kind of reminds us of how a runway look within our own runway setting, it creates a story that makes sense to the audience, and once you take it out of the context, how it can still remain the magic or sometimes even multiplies, you know, when it's on the reality context. So I think this is a very powerful moment for me in the sense of understanding how my work can transform to once it's outside of the runway. Yeah. Special one. Anyone that knows me more than a few years knows that I'm a bit obsessed with her. I just like what she stood for and how she just focused on what she does without doing anything that she doesn't want to do and still able to be so successful. So the rainfall gown that we created for her for Vegas residency that happened in 2023. Two things would be, one, she is my idol, so it's absolutely, you know, gobsmacked to be able to work with her. I graduate with looping her Royal Albert Hall performance constantly, you know, as I do my graduate collection. This is also the first time is a custom that we've done, taken from a look that we have accomplished quite well known, which is the raincoat. And it's the first time we transform an embroidery design from an original design to a different, you know, way of format, you know, which in here we made it into this beautiful gown, completely tailor-fit to her, for her concert, for her silhouette, for her body, for her energy as well, which is completely separated, a completely different transformation from our runway though. So this is the first time we actually done it, and then we saw the magic of how that can just give a second life to the same story. So I think that two pillars kind of always is very special to me throughout my whole couture journey, really. This is Gaga for SNL. Gaga have been like really a supporter since I graduated. She's the first one that have worn my shoes from my graduate collection. That was 2014, if you believe in it, 2015, 2014. The great thing about that is once you design the look, you created it, she can handle it. I think that's the power of it. And you know, one beautiful thing about working with Gaga too is she actually knows exactly what she wants to. You know, if you approach a designer or her team approaches us with an idea and concept, she is so clear about this is how I want it, what kind of color, because she got a story. She already have everything in her head of exactly how she envisioned it, and we just comes in and then we complete that part of the bigger story, right? And I really enjoy working with artists with that crystal clear direction, because then everyone knows exactly what they need to contribute and work towards too. And we have Usher. I think Usher is someone that I would like to mention especially because rarely an artist would just not only actually being a real client, someone as busy and accomplished as him would actually just treat you seriously, you know, like with all these wardrobe that like he has a whole room just for basically his whole tour. He would have invited us to come. He would make sure that you're mentioned everywhere when he's done his interview. He gave us 4 tickets to go to see his London opening. Like, he is so personal and he makes sure he pay you the price exactly that what you deserve to. It's rare to find someone that actually appreciate you, will keep on coming back to support you, actually appreciate what you do. And in their eye, he's not just wearing something, he's also collaborating with everyone on every aspect. So I think Usher would someone be I am always grateful for. So yeah, that's about it. You know, that could be 100 more, but I think 9 will be enough for today. Yeah. So thank you so much for listening.